Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm the DeFi enthusiast, and this is the Dow Realist, and we are the Crypto Ronins. We're welcome. I hope you guys have been catching up with us, throughout our uh, previous two podcasts. Right now, we're on the third one, and we hope you really enjoy this one as well. How are you, my brother? How's everything, man?
Everything's awesome. It's a pleasure to be here with you again, the DeFi enthusiast. And I am the Dow realist, and together we're the Crypto Ronins. Let the gains begin. Ronins rise and reign.
Yeah, man. Let the games begin, man. It seems like these guys are just manipulating the markets and disheartening everybody, right?
Yeah, yeah, massive manipulation is going on right now in the market. And that's why we're seeing a delay in or in the bull run and sort of like an extension of the whole time process. Because honestly, by now, Bitcoin should be well over 110K, in my opinion, uh, as we've hit the mid of February. But definitely, there are big players manipulating the market, which is only going to lead to, I think, a bigger push up later on. We may even see the proper bull run starting maybe I believe, in March, if I'm not mistaken, at the way things are going or the way that things are looking. But yeah, definitely massive market manipulation going on.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, another theory that I personally have as well. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, okay? But I think, the bull run could even be starting in the summertime, which I know is an unpopular opinion, but then again, the way things are, the way I feel the more that these people are kind of suppressing the markets, the bigger it's really going to be. And I really feel they're really trying to dishearten um, a lot of people right now. They're trying to make them give up and make them lose hope that it's not going to happen, and they want them to sell, right? Um, but once they do that, they're going to pump up the markets, and these guys are, these people are going to be literally regretting everything that they did, by not remaining patient or by not even accumulating further and whatever they could do to actually succeed in this game. What do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like a shakeout in a sense that as the market goes sideways, Bitcoin is just moving sideways between the roughly about the 95 to 100K or 90 to 100K level, right? And we're seeing the sideways movement. And the alts are bleeding and they're going down in price. So what that is doing is that when people would be expecting at this time for alts to be rising, for there to be a proper altcoin run, because we haven't had a proper altcoin run yet. I mean, we've had altcoins rise to a degree in December, right? And into January. Then in January they started sort of coming down, and then February it's been just very bloody. The market's been bloody. I mean, prices have been coming down. The thing is that people were expecting it to be in the opposite way. In fact, it should be that way. Price should be moving up and we should be having an altcoin run. But this sideways action of Bitcoin and the market, this manipulation, where the market isn't at the level that it should be at, has led to the altcoins going down, Bitcoin dominance rising, altcoin dominance not rising, and therefore the price going down, which has resulting in a lot of people uh, losing confidence or getting disheartened, and then selling their altcoins at a low price, and therefore getting exiting out from the market when the real bull run is right around the corner. So it's like a shakeout. It's sort of designed to get you out, right? And then with the meme market, meme coin category, being extraordinarily pumped up and artificially pumped up like a casino, right? So everybody then desperately, throws money in there, and 99% of people lose money, right? I mean, we even had CZ promoting the meme coin market just recently now, it's talking something about his
Broccoli.
dog coin or something. Broccoli. Some what was that about? He's talking about his dog making a dog meme coin or something.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell CZ was trying to uh what sort of tricks he was trying to pull up, and he was like, so how does this thing work? Do I just post a picture of my dog, this and that? And the thing is, why would you do that, CZ? Because a few months ago he was saying that utility is the most important thing, right? And events like these could again, suck out liquidity from really good coins. So why would you do that? But then again, I think one of the reasons he did this is because he wants attention back into Binance Smart Chain because of what you've been saying about the meme frenzy. See, the thing is, in the last bull run, right, there was still a chance that I would say maybe 25% of people that got into the last bull run had a chance of succeeding with memes way higher than it is now. And one of the reasons is that back then, I think every 4 to 5 minutes there were like 10, 20 different projects. And now, because of platforms like pump.fun, which I personally think should be banned, okay? But because of
Yeah.
platforms like that, we are seeing a completely different shift. We're seeing um, 30, 40, 50, maybe even hundreds of meme coins coming out every second. So you just imagine, man, how much, how difficult it has become to really, really even pick a meme coin. I mean, first of all, there is no utility there, right? In most meme coins, there is no utility unless they're linked to some NFT project, right? Or they're linked to something which has a real world product working, and there's a meme based on that. That's a different story, but that's very few. But most majority wise, meme coins have no use case. It's all hype driven. And as hype, as it goes up really fast, it also goes down really fast, right? So so most so the only way people can actually win at this game is, firstly, if they're insiders, or either they're able to track wallets of people that have already succeeded really well in the meme space, or and they're following their moves kind of, or they have trading bots set up that are able to get in and get out like this. Like, of course, there are
Yeah.
examples, like one guy, he put, I think, $700 in broccoli, and it ended up, you know but like, you know he ended up selling very quickly, and he ended up making, like, what was it, 5 million USD from 700. you know
Yeah.
um but then again, these are very unique, and I would say very, very kind of like very, how should I say it? These are examples that are not to be followed, because it really does not happen every time. In most cases, people got rugged. And I heard, and I don't know if you can confirm this for me, man, and I want your thoughts on it. And because, for us, we're all about crypto education, and where people should be putting their focus towards, right? So you give me your perspective, but I've heard that people have lost their life savings by putting their money in broccoli. Don't you think that's absolute madness, man?
That's absolutely crazy. And that is literally, that's just very bad risk management. That's like terrible trading strategy to do something as stupid or as crazy as that. That's like going gambling. That's like taking your life savings, just putting it in a casino and just hoping for it to give a return or something. That's madness. I can't believe that if somebody did that. I can't believe that they're that crazy to do that. But yeah, I mean, we do have some crazy people out there. But yeah, absolutely. My advice to everybody is don't put more than $100 into any of these meme coins if you are gonna, right? And definitely don't put your whole life savings again. It's madness out there. So in the meme category, to be honest with you, it's taking away attention fundamentals from the altcoin category, right? Otherwise, the altcoin category would be much doing much better in comparatively, um, if it wasn't for this meme frenzy bonanza. And I think that the meme thing is a distraction. In fact, it is a way for people to lose their money, for the poor to lose money to the rich, right? And that's, I think, what some people want. You know, people are desperate. They're putting their money in there, and they're losing it, and the people who are rugging them or whatever, they're the ones getting rich, right? And so yeah, so it's really, and what it's doing is it's taking away from putting your money into real utility altcoins, which will eventually go up, high and give good returns, solid returns, stable returns, right? And that where the real use case and longevity is, you know. And so it's sort of like it's sort of like smoke and mirrors in front of the real gold, which is the altcoins, and the memes are just smoke and mirror to distract you, so you don't get to the real gold, right? And then on top of that, with this market manipulation, they're trying to shake you out from the altcoin, getting into those altcoin golden 100x coins, so that when the bull run does happen, when things do go up, you do not gain from that, you know? And the powers to be, they take maximum gain while they give the people minimum gain while sucking their personal wealth and your liquidity and whatnot, getting their value from them. So if you don't play the market right, it can be a lose-lose situation for you, because these big market manipulators, they know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly, exactly. You're absolutely right on that. And personally, I think, some might say it's a little bit far-fetched, but I think some of these platforms I feel are created by institutions themselves, that are, launching these meme coins in seconds. Because I remember there was a time where, institutions would not only, well, firstly, they would speak against Bitcoin, right? And now they've totally adopted it, right? So, this is how we know how things work. And there was a time
Yeah.
they used to literally, make fun of memes. But now you see Larry Fink from BlackRock, joking about meme coins and saying, yeah, they have a place. And that's kind of weird. I mean, hearing one of the
Yeah.
largest financial institutions, ahead of the largest financial institution, the ones where that have the most amount of money, right? Say things about memes in this manner. And that kind of tells you that I personally feel that, these people are behind all this. Because what's happening is they're manipulating the markets, right? So they're not really pumping the altcoins. Then you've got these gurus, these so-called financial gurus, that used to be Bitcoin maxis, and now they're saying basically there's not going to be another altcoin run, right? It's just not, it's never going to happen. We've heard that for, 1,000 times already. We've heard that even in the last bull run, nonsense like that. And they keep showing, how Bitcoin is decoupling from altcoins. But yeah, if it's really decoupling from altcoins, so then why is it that when BTC goes down, the altcoins go down? When it goes up, they don't go that much up. That makes no sense, first of all. So definitely they're not decoupled, right? Because if they were truly fully decoupled, then maybe, it'll be actually, it might be better for the altcoins because, people have more of a better shot at making even more gains than ever before. Because right now, there's a dependency on Bitcoin's price action. As Bitcoin's price action goes up, there's more attention, more people have eyes on it, right? Then they start to speculate into the altcoins, right? So all this nonsense about an altcoin rally never happening is utter nonsense, in my opinion, because I feel this whole thing, this manipulation, plus the whole meme launching frenzy is a complete distraction. And I think they're, the same people who are behind it, man. The same market makers that are manipulating the markets are the people that are behind these type of platforms called Pump Fun and all that. I mean, who created these, right? Nobody knows, right? But they're there. And they're literally, the worst casino ever, Um, they've taken the whole meme creation game to a whole other level. You can just create a meme within minutes, man, within seconds, a meme coin of your own. No website required, nothing. So, I feel it's a genuine distraction from real use case cryptos. And one other thing, man, that I want to mention is that these people that keep saying it's never going to happen. Well, okay, then why are we even then talking about altcoins? Then shut it all down. Close up Ethereum, burn it down, ban it, finish it, end everything, and all the altcoins. Why are we even in this market then? Because as far as I remember, only 5% of people, right, in the world are aware of cryptocurrencies, okay, and are aware of Bitcoin, okay, right? Now, tell me something, man, and be honest with me. How many people at the current prices? of Bitcoin can actually afford an entire Bitcoin?
Yeah,
I'd like you to answer this.
very few people.
Very
And
few,
it
right?
takes a lot to, yeah, people, it takes a lot to convince your average Joe to do that, who doesn't really know or understand cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, especially with the volatility. They get scared. They need stability. They're a different mindset. People who understand crypto is a different thing. They know that it's a no-brainer to invest in Bitcoin or hold it or whoever, or hold the right altcoins. But the thing is that, yeah. So the thing is that your average person, not only can they not afford it, but they, what you call it, would be too scared to do so, right? Until Bitcoin hits an all-time high, then they go, oh, we should have got it, and that's what they gave, right? So the thing is that, so yeah, so that's one thing. And what's interesting to see is that, despite all the altcoins bleeding and all the market manipulation, you see big whales buying up Ethereum, and also even Trump's own President Trump of the U.S., his own team have purchased Ethereum for him, his own, World Liberty Finance and whatnot. So in his wallets, he's actually buying up Ethereum. So where is this going? It's because they're setting themselves up for the rise in the price of Ethereum going forward, due to an altcoin run that's going to happen very soon in the bull run, right? And the actual, I mean, we are in the bull run, but it just right now, this past month and a half, hasn't been really feeling like a bull run or acting like a bull run. It's just been sort of sideways, which does happen sometimes. During a bull run, things can happen. But we are actually in the bull run since uh, the happening occurred. And then in particular, once Trump got elected, that's when we saw, November 5th, we saw that really, the rise start, right? Okay. And we should be at a higher rate right now, but due to market manipulation, we're not there, but we eventually will get there and higher, you know? So it's only a matter of time. It's not if, it's when will things rise.
Exactly. And also, the point that I was trying to make is, and the reason I actually asked this question is, yes, I know that there are people that know that Bitcoin is the end game. Yes, those people will invest in Bitcoin as well, and that is the end game. But again, my main question was because most of the world is not like Americans. I think these financial gurus are absolutely delusional. They live in their own little bubble of the United States of America, and they think that everything works exactly like how it does in the US everywhere else. And that is not true, right? We know from experience, because we've lived around the world, we've been in different parts of the world, that's just not how it works. So what they got to understand is most people around the world are not living on credit like the American people are. Okay, so even if somebody believes in Bitcoin in the U.S., they can take an entire 100K USD loan and literally just put their money in Bitcoin, right? They're willing to take that risk. But we know the mindset of Asia. We know the mindset of a lot of people. They're very conservative, right? Even I would say, even in the Middle East, I would say, a lot of people are not living on interest. They're not living on credit, right? Sorry, not interest, my bad. But they're not living on credit, right? They're not living on loans, right? So they're not going to be, taking a huge loan to buy Bitcoin, right? What they're going to do is they'll be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I missed the train on Bitcoin at 100K, but how can I actually get myself that one Bitcoin? Hey, let me look at other coins, altcoins. I heard that in the previous cycles, people made a lot of money from those altcoins. And then they eventually obviously put their money into Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? As a savings hedge fund, right? As a hedge against inflation, right? That's what a lot of people did, right? That made a lot of money with in crypto. They didn't put it in fiat, they put it in either gold and they put it in Bitcoin, right? So, but they made that money
Yeah.
from altcoins. So, in order for a huge percentage of people to get on board with the Bitcoin scenario to buy Bitcoin, they need to first invest into strong, fundamentally strong, utility based altcoins, right? And if they're not going to succeed there, right, then how are they really going to afford a Bitcoin, right? Or anything for that matter. So
Yeah.
I think these financial gurus that keep saying it's never going to happen, they need a real reality check, because there's a world that exists outside of the U.S. And that world is a totally different world, my friends.
Yeah, absolutely. That is true. So the solution for majority of people is to get into 100x solid utility altcoin gems, and then to get right up the gains, and then take take the profit where you get it, And instead of trying to invest in Bitcoin, which isn't going to give you a very big return, if you're going to hold it long over I mean, eventually it will, but it's going to take a long time for it to 2x, you know, right? So you're not gonna, if you, especially if you start with a small amount, you can't buy a whole Bitcoin, then there's no really point in buying up Bitcoin to use it as a store of value would be useful. But that's not where the gains are going to be. The gains are going to be with 100x altcoin utility gems, like the ones that we mentioned in our Patreon group that people should consider joining. And if they do get into that, those could give a huge return.
Exactly, exactly. We do give those type of projects and coins, and we will talk about some potential interesting projects here as well. As we move forward. And you're absolutely right, man. My entire point was that most people cannot afford an entire Bitcoin right now. So
Yeah,
even like let's say in the I personally believe that in the next 10 years or less than 10 years, one Bitcoin is going to be worth multi-million dollars. Okay, but in order to experience that multi-million wealth gain, you need to have that one Bitcoin, right? At least, right?
yeah,
So the altcoins, solid, fundamentally strong altcoin projects, right? They're the ones that can get you to that level way more quickly, and then you can diversify and put that money, into Bitcoin and save it. Put it as your savings. Put that in as a savings for you or as a hedge for you or as an investment for you for the long term, because I do agree that Bitcoin is going to go into the millions, yes, but the main question is, besides America, where most people can take huge loans and buy whichever crypto they want, if they want to take that risk, right? How many people can actually do that around the world? That's the main thing, and I don't think there are many. So yeah, people need a reality check. The altcoin rally is not going anywhere. Okay, and we're going to be fine. So this whole FUD, this whole nonsense, this whole narrative about this never happening, I think needs to really, really stop. What do that's really what I'm getting at here.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The FUD is noise and it's ridiculous. And people need to grow up and they need to realize and look at the macro level and realize that, despite the, time delay or the sideways movement, we're still, relatively on track. So people should not get so worried and they should plan and make a strategy that they can execute. And also, um, speaking of the United States, uh, Elon Musk recently said that the US Treasury, regarding the US Treasury, may be listing and showing their daily transactions and their daily actions on the blockchain. So the thing is that with on an open ledger in a sense, right? So that you can see anybody can go and see on the on-chain analysis, chainomentals, what is going on, what transactions are going on, and where the government is spending what money. And I think that's actually a very good initiative because that is how it should be for a public body like a public institution like the U.S. Treasury or whatever public institution that are taking taxpayer money and spending it, right? So we should know where they're spending it. So the publicity of that and the transparency and the legitimacy and and the permanent factor of it being shown up on a blockchain openly, blockchain ledger openly, is wonderful, I think, for the people. And that's a good to see. But when it comes to private citizens, there is a concept of having privacy, right? So it may be different for private individuals. We need to have like some degree of privacy. But as far as public institutions are concerned, yeah, I think this is a great idea. But this just shows you the importance of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think this is really, really impressive, personally speaking, because this really shows what the potential is out here. And I think if this happens, it's going to be revolutionary in many ways. And this is going to once again show, Trump's pro crypto stance, right? It's one of those signs. It's one of those things that are in the works. It's one of those things that are happening, and I think this is only the beginning, because very soon we're probably going to see a lot of, most of the um in this upcoming decade, we're probably going to be seeing most of the traditional stock market moving, the Nasdaq and everything moving onto the blockchain itself, man. So there's going to be trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars coming into the space. And most people who laugh at it or don't realize it are really going to miss out, man. So this is the time to really, really get into position yourself in the best possible way to secure the future of your loved ones, and your families, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so this is a great opportunity for to get into the right coins and to get the high level gain. But the thing is that this market manipulation has actually given people more time and better prices and better entries to get in. That's how people got to think. It's a mindset thing. So this is a good time to get in. This is a good time to come and to look into the altcoins that you need to get into and to buy in so that you get a good gain. And our Patreon group has a lot of great analysis on a lot of these altcoins, great fundamental analysis, so you can make an informed decision in which altcoins to hold.
Exactly, exactly. And it's kind of like that opportunity where, the market is literally telling you, hey, you know what? There's still a bit more time before, before everything goes crazy. Might as well just come in and, join the fun, enter in, position yourself. It's like the market is kind of giving you it's showing you mercy in some ways, by giving you more time to literally get in or to accumulate further, right? Because if you do have
Yep.
some powder, with you, you have some money to spare. This is a great time, because a lot of people, they come and they, they ask me, hey, should I invest in crypto now? Now that they see 100K Bitcoin or whatever, and I'm like, I've been telling you that for years. Why didn't you do it back then? So, every time you're going to ask, right? The prices are obviously going to be different. They could be higher, they could be lower. But the main point is that if you understand that this is a long-term game, this is where everything is heading. This is where the financial sector is heading. This is where the big institutions are coming. This is exactly where things are going to be at on the blockchain, tokenization, all of that. Then yes, you should invest in crypto, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And even the company Tether have minted one or I think 2 billion uh, Tether USDT, which they've increased their supply, which is a clear indication that a bull run's imminent because people are going to need to use that for people are going to need to use that for transactions and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So
we can.
on
We even linked on our Patreon here. We post about all these things, man. Right? Tether mints 1 billion. We actually have the transactions here as well. You guys can verify this on EtherScan, I believe. Yeah. Um.
yeah, yeah, the on-chain analysis chain of mentals showed this being done. Tether minting 1 billion USDT, and so that is something to look into because that's an indicator that a bull run is imminent.
Oh, my bad. You can. Is this for Ethereum? I mean, is this on the Ethereum chain, or for Tron? Or
This
you
was
can.
on the Tron. This was on the
All right.
Tron.
So yeah, you'd probably need to use Tron scan to verify this. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's on record, it's all there. And that's the thing. That's the most beautiful thing. Well, what one thing that I like is that, a lot of times, governments and organizations, they do a lot of spendings, right? And you just really don't know where exactly the money is going. So when you have these sort of transactions taking place on the blockchain, if governments were to do this on the blockchain, and people were doing this there, like big corporations and things, you would, the auditing process would become so much easier because you'd really know exactly where everything was going, right? Because it's kind of trackable as well. It's traceable, right? And you could really tell where the money was being spent, where it was heading, where it was going, and how much of it was going, right? So I think there are so many advantages to all of this, man. And I definitely feel Tether minting 1 billion is definitely bullish for Bitcoin and altcoins as well. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I think this is excellent. And what about Elon, man? What's up with Elon these days? I've been hearing a lot of things about Elon Musk, and he um of course we already talked about this, but Elon has been in the news for quite a bit, and some some people are saying things are going crazy with him right now. Some people are not liking what he's doing, some people are loving it. What are your thoughts on it? I know we're politically neutral, but what do you think? Do you think the steps that he's taking are bullish, and how do you think they're going to affect crypto in general?
Well, they're gonna be positive for crypto, especially in this year, right? The moves that are being made are positive for crypto, whether it's Elon Musk or any of the other members of the Trump administration. They have a pro-crypto policy, and we just saw a big change that happened right now. Was that in February, the, so many U.S. states filed and put forth bills, legislative bills, to make a Bitcoin reserve and to allow the use of crypto in their states. And in fact, we see the state of North Carolina uh, trying to get a ETF or ETP going for crypto, right? ETF, exchange traded fund, or ETP, exchange traded product, right? Going so that they can trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, right? On an institutional level. And then other states like Texas, Florida, Ohio, Michigan, they're all considering a Bitcoin reserve. So they've been filing bills, legislative bills for that. So the U.S. states have gone pro crypto. So it's definitely something extremely bullish that's happening. We're seeing a transformation taking place, and we're going to see a lot of bullish news this year. So there's no point in the FUD. All the FUD you're hearing, it's because people their silly meme coin has gone down because it's based on nothing, just purely fundamentals, right? If it goes up, you're lucky, but people then don't usually take profits. So they think it's just going to keep on going up, and then it dumps, and then it's based on nothing, and then they go into FUD or they get black pilled or something. So that's why that if you want to play around with memes, that's all good, but look at all this bullish news. There's nothing to be depressed about or negative about. Get out of the meme mindset, right? If you want to play with memes, that's fine, but then have some of long-term holds in utility altcoins, right? So that you can take advantage of that ecosystem as well, right? So it is what it is. But anyways, as you can see, there's lots of bullish news coming out on a regular basis. There's
Yeah.
no need to be negative and filled with FUD. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, and I think one of the things that people don't realize is that you have every single institution at the moment bullish on this industry, on the crypto industry. You have the
Yeah.
president of the United States himself who's bullish on the industry, right? And and so people are just, I think a lot of people are just, they base everything on emotions, right? So they're emotional. And I think, not just, I used to think that, there were immature investors in crypto, but I think there are also immature investors in the traditional stock market as well, man. Because, you know, you remember the whole DeepSeek fiasco, right? Where all the AI tech industry had gone down, right? And we talked
Yeah.
about this in our previous podcast, but what we don't realize is that DeepSeek was lying. That's what we found out, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were lying.
yeah. A full investigation.
They
Yeah,
they didn't launch their project with a 6 million budget. They had a backing of more than $1 billion. So the lie is very things should be verified. And it's so sad for me to see that, even professional investors, in the stock market decided to dump their AI shares and, really, really crash the market and, crash the sector for a bit, just based on, what somebody was claiming. And nobody was able to authenticate or verify this thing. And uh, so if so, my point is, if the traditional market has investors like that, just imagine how bad these people are in crypto, right? So, in terms of, not having control over their emotions. So in order to really win at this game, you have to be patient. You have to have
Yeah.
perseverance, and you have to let go of your emotions in order to succeed. Sometimes when everybody's selling, you don't sell. That's not the time to sell. Sometimes when everybody is buying, you don't buy either. You gotta follow your intuition. It's such an important thing. You gotta understand where things are, what's going on, why you are investing in something. So this is something that meme coins can never cover. The why. Why are you investing in a meme coin? What's the reason? Is the reason just that I want to make $1 million in seconds? Well, yeah, good luck with that. So many people have tried, and you know what? Most of the time the house wins, right? 99% of the times the house wins, right?
Yeah.
Those glorious stories about people turning $100 into 50 million, 10 million, 20 million, 5 million, 1 million, whatever that number is, whatever,
Yeah.
grabs your attention. That's a very rare case. And so people got to have, they got to have control over their emotions. And what I find interesting is that in the last bull run, when there was nothing really set in stone, when officially there were no institutions inside it, people were ultra bullish, ultra bullish, and now they're
Yeah.
mega bearish for no reason at all. Just because your favorite coin did not go up when you want it to does not mean the cycle is not happening. you know, it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
The markets don't work on what you desire. They just work the way they work. You just gotta, realize that this is a developing industry. You got to realize that this is an industry that is going to take its time and develop further and further. And the innovation and technology is there. There are people working on great things, great ideas. And so eventually it's gonna happen. You're gonna see your coins go up to heights that you never even imagined. But you got to be patient. So either you can miss out and never see financial freedom via crypto, or you can remain patient, have control over your emotions, have balance. Balance is a very important thing. And then, you'll see the success of your patience and your hard work. And I think that's really where it's at. What do you think about that, man?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. People need to revise their mindset and have the correct mindset if they want to make money off this market. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And talking about technology and innovation, right? I want to talk about, of course, one of the hottest narratives is real world assets, right? RW narrative is rising, bro. Am I right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about this, man.
Yeah. So there's been now because of the meme coin category, not giving people what they want or just being a casino, largely, right? Unless you're going to be sitting in front of the screen for like 18 hours a day trying to find the right, meme coin, okay? With enough fundamentals and you're sitting there, you may make some money, but generally speaking, people are losing money in that category. So the real world asset narrative has started to rise as there's been some institutional talk about it, right? So it's starting to gain traction again. And eventually, when we see the bull run really, go forward, when we see the price of Bitcoin going above 110 and whatnot, you'll see that the real world asset category will also have their run and have, a lot of attention coming towards them. So this narrative is starting to rise again, and eventually it's going to rise further, and it will be profitable to be investing in coins that have the RWA narrative.
Absolutely, man. And you remember I gave one of the biggest RWA plays back, I think before even yeah, I think last year, if I remember,
Yeah,
because and that was Ondo, when it was in cents, and
yeah,
look where it's at right now. And I still think that Ondo Ondo Finance still has a lot of potential. I think it's gonna, you know, it really could do a 10 to 30x, from where it's at right now. Um, you know, because because of the attention that the institutions are gaining. But if you missed on Ondo, I do want to talk about some interesting projects here, man. If that's all right, because we definitely
Yeah.
do. I keep researching stuff. Of course, most of the stuff most of the hidden gems we don't really talk about. In our podcasts, we talk about them, in our Patreon a lot earlier. And sometimes if we mention them here, they've already gone up, from where we told people to, buy in, right? But one of the things that recently launched yesterday was Story. Okay, and this is talking about Story is, I think, a very, very good project, man. They're basically Story Foundation. They're basically AI. So AI runs on intellectual property. Story makes intellectual property programmable. You know, Intellectual property (IP) is the world's largest asset class and one that AI can't exist without. Story lets you take control over your intellectual property and earn whatever it's used. Whatever, get started on Story. You pick a wallet, you fund an account, all that good stuff. So they're basically, looking at the 61 trillion intellectual property market, man. That's what they're targeting. Crazy, right? Intangible assets, media, 6.64 trillion, healthcare, 7.81 trillion, energy, 3.48 trillion, and the IP market value right now, intellectual property market value right now is 61 trillion. Story is the world's intellectual property blockchain that transforms intelligence into programmable intellectual property assets, and trade intellectual property in global markets for AI training and remixing, on-ramp real world. There we go. There comes the RW narrative in this. On-ramp real world intellectual property as an RWIP for DeFi use cases. Now, this is another sub-narrative category of real world assets, right? You had RWA, now you have RWIP as well. Okay, so real world intellectual property for DeFi use cases. Okay, trade, tokenize, fractionalize, and monetize intellectual property on chain. So basically, you can tokenize intellectual property on chain. You can fractionalize it, and basically what fractionalization means is that is basically it allows you to divide every little thing that is there. It really, like, for example, if you had an asset, right? If you had one giant corporation or whatever you had, I'm just giving an example. If you had a building, right? Let's look at it from an example of real world assets. Let's say you had this big building worth billions and billions of dollars, right? But you wanted a little bit of, you wanted to hold a little bit of, tiny little part of it, maybe to earn something for yourself, right? So, you could be putting fractionalization means you can be putting a certain amount, anything it could be 10, 20, 40, $50, whatever worth, and you can own a little bit, a piece of that company or that building or whatever it is. So that's a really, really revolutionary thing in general, right? Because it allows the common man also to kind of have a piece of their cake in something that is huge, in terms of magnitude and price. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the third thing. And I think, basically, intellectual property is one of the most important things. You don't want people to be messing with your data. Your data is like the oil of the real world, right? Data controls the entire internet. So intellectual property is definitely part of that, right? So just as Bitcoin emerged in the wake of the financial crisis, Story addresses AI's Napster moment head on. So you remember Napster, where it was illegally using other people's music and things like that, and people could download it for free, and basically artists weren't getting the royalty checks or getting paid, right? Anything, they weren't getting paid anything for whatever was being streamed or downloaded on Napster, if you remember back in the day. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, so same case with intellectual property. You're not getting anything while your data is being used, while your intellectual property is being used without your knowledge, even a lot of times, right? So intellectual property is the scarce and invaluable asset of today's intelligence economy. Story is a purpose-built layer one blockchain that tokenizes intellectual property into a programmable store of value in an AI-driven world. Quite impressive, I would say that, so it's also the transaction layer for AI agents. It is the IP is a native asset that AI is trained on, and the native asset that AI produces creative, scientific, and intellectual works on. Story agents can seamlessly trade and monetize their intellectual property for the first time. Agents can monetize their creative outputs or purchase training data to autonomously upgrade their capabilities. So there's a lot of cool stuff. You guys can read about it. They have, pretty good, so this is a universe of tokenized IP across Sekai, Color Ritual, Piper X, Ablo, Hollow World, right? All of these are a universe of tokenized intellectual properties, right? You can actually do all that on these platforms as well, basically, right? And I think that's really, really impressive. And you can build applications here. Of course, this is for builders. Any blockchain success depends on what is being built, what builders are doing. Builders create everything. This is what people need to realize. Builders are the key success factor when it comes to a blockchain. So I think Story is definitely a new protocol, a new project in the market. They've been building for a while. They have a good marketing team. As you can see, their website is really, really robust, very, very well designed. And I think this one has a lot of potential, man. This one could do 30 to 40x in this bull run, if the cards play right. Minimum 10 to 20x for sure, from the way things are going. And I think they're going to do very well. They just launched yesterday. So I know people that took part in their campaigns, in order to get some airdrops, definitely got airdrops. I'm sure there's going to be some sell-off, obviously. But after the sell-offs, I'd be really, really curious where the price is at and where the entries are. But this is definitely something to keep an eye on. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, I think that's an amazing breakdown that you did and a great find. And I think that this thing could do some good numbers and definitely something to look into and to consider to invest. Absolutely well done. Excellent fundamental analysis. And we got even more fundamental analysis in our Patreon groups like this and much, much more. So do consider to join to get that value.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm not done yet. We have some more gems here too, man. I want to talk about this one, man, that I've been kind of keeping an eye on for quite a few months. And I think you're gonna like this one as well, man. Just give me a moment and I'm gonna, pull it up. So just a second. This one is so at the moment, the markets are all down right now, but I think this is a pretty good opportunity for its market cap as well and what it does. And I'm gonna talk about what it does in a moment. But if we look at it right now, the chart doesn't look that great. So this is a 24-hour chart, but this is called Alchemy, okay? And ticker is ADS, right? As in advertisements. And market cap is 33,333,000 at the moment, at the time of this recording. And the circulating supply is at 192 million. So in my opinion, so Alchemy is creating the future of the ad-funded internet. We're on a mission to transform programmatic advertising. Their decentralized ad exchange has been carefully built to create a fair and balanced value exchange for advertisers, publishers, and users. Tokenizing digital advertising. Alchemy are pioneering tokenization of the digital ad programmatic advertising on an industry that is worth 600 billion plus, which lacks transparency and auditability. Alchemy fixes this. So, this is a huge use case. If in my opinion, they're literally going to, revolutionize the media industry, the advertisement industry. Give the proper, auditability as well. And all the lack of transparency for creators and people that are creating advertisements, they're not getting paid properly. That may, people squander on their pays. They promise things to them, even to actors and people that take parts in advertisements and so on and so forth. the auditability is going to fix those issues. And, Alchemy is taking on that big challenge. So, total transparency, as they say, they undergo financial audits for 100% of media spend, right? Which we just talked about a moment ago. Their ad platform is built on blockchain technology, ensures that every transaction is independently validated and recorded on a transparent and immutable ledger that adds the ads explorer. Okay. This creates a trustworthy environment for both advertisers and publishers. That's really impressive, bro? So it also reduces the fees by 3%. They have streamlined the supply path between buyer and seller by eliminating unnecessary fees. Alchemy Exchange, built on a blockchain, ensures that every transaction is validated by a distributed network of validators and recorded on the Ads Explorer with the lowest fees available in the market. They guarantee that. And more of your budget is spent on media. So unnecessary spending is going to stop. All the money that you really need to run your ad to put it in the right places. You can do that by using their product, because they help with everything, because of how transparent they are. And Alchemy are cleaning up programmatic by drastically reducing energy consumption, so accelerating your path to net zero with the lowest emissions. So yeah, they're also green for, the environment is a big issue these days, right? It's a hot topic. It's been a hot topic for a while, right? And they're also a clean energy project as well, which I think is really, really impressive. So there's a lot of cool stuff here, man. A lot of cool stuff. And I think it's really, really important. I think this one is going to be changing the game, as we say. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, I think that's great. Another good find. And their financial auditing utility is going to be very, very useful, right? The green element also is also positive, because even now there's a lot of talk about green cryptocurrency. It's sort of come into this ecosystem as well. Is Bitcoin green or not? Is environmental friendly or not, and this stuff. So that is, as far as a pumpamental marketing point of view, that is a plus. But the main functional utility of it, that would be the main thing that people will be looking at, and that this could give you some good gains. So something to consider, and another wonderful, excellent fundamental analysis from you, as usual.
Thanks, man. Another one that we gave in our Patreon long ago, and we actually I still think it's in a great buy range because it hasn't really done much since we got to know, but it was part of BlackRock's portfolio, and I want to talk about that one as well, man. BlackRock owns a little bit of this coin, but it's an altcoin. It's an undervalued coin that could do many, many, many X's. It's part of the real world asset category as well. And this one is, I'm gonna, pull it up, and that is right here, BIXOS, right? So UBXS, uniting the physical and virtual worlds. Experience the power of UBXS in real estate. And the UBXS utility token was created by the BIXOS by BIXOS. I think it's BISOS. I don't know how to pronounce this, man, but it aims to connect the physical and virtual worlds through innovative application of blockchain technology with a market capitalization of over 100 trillion. Real estate presents a significant opportunity for disruption. So, they're definitely another player in the game, very, very undervalued right now, very, very undervalued. Well, what you remember, this project was part of BlackRock's portfolio. Do you remember this one, Matt?
Yeah, I remember seeing this on their on-chain analysis when we were looking at their wallet.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
also on their wallet, on the BlackRock wallet.
Yeah.
So one of the wallets that they use, it was interesting to see that how
What's
chain
that?
mentals come into play
Well, yeah,
with this.
what's fascinating is that these guys they haven't they have been building and developing for quite a while, and a coin with a very, very low market cap is on BlackRock's is part of BlackRock's portfolio, and which I think is very, very interesting. So, we'll see. I definitely think that people should, not, again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors, but I think taking a position in a project like this could really, really pay off. Because the RW narrative is about to explode. It's gaining traction, and then when you have projects like these that haven't really, seen a bull run yet, the possibilities for massive gains are right there, staring you right in the face. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this also, plays into the RWA narrative as well. So that's interesting to see BlackRock getting behind it. In fact, Larry Fink even spoke about RWA itself, in one of his forums. So that's definitely some place that they're going to be investing in heavy. I think that this RWA category as a whole is just going to increase a lot, and it's going to do a lot of excess. So there's a lot of gains to be made in there, and UBXS is one of those.
Exactly, exactly. And as you can see, they have a pretty clear roadmap as well, for 2025. New RWA tokenization for different sectors, expand cross-chain compatibility with Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Solana, and Avalanche. Right now, what's interesting is that this project is on BSC, right? And we all know that BSC is gaining attention to this. So that's another bullish thing, right? That maybe, it's time to, since there's a lot of attention coming back to Binance Smart Chain, it might be wise to get in before a lot of people find out about this gem, right? And another cool thing is that they're also expanding. They're becoming cross chain, so they're going to be on Ethereum as well. They're going to be on Solana and Avalanche as well. And then they're introducing seamless cross chain asset transfers via UBX's Bridge 2.0. Global marketing activities on different social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, etc. New exchange listing negotiations. Then, they're rolling out UBX's Wallet 3.0 with integrated AI-powered portfolio management. Initiate a global marketing campaign targeting key crypto markets, North America, Asia, and Europe. Collaborate with top-tier crypto influencers for greater visibility. Develop partnerships with AI platforms to integrate UBX as a preferred currency. New exchange listing negotiations as well. Then they've got BIXOS.estate platform update 2.0 version, expand UBX's SaaS offering for blockchain powered business solutions. And then we also have introducing layer 2 solutions to enhance scalability and reduce transaction costs. And then publish the first sustainability report outlining UBX's environmental impact and green initiative. See, the green initiative thing is the hot topic. So a lot of cryptos are focusing on that. And I think, as the narratives are there, I think it's a good thing for them, I would say personally, from a marketing standpoint as well. And let me know your thoughts on that as well, bro.
Yeah, so it's the same previously, they put their roadmap up quite clearly. So that brings a lot of, you know, that gives a clear idea of the development of this project, and roadmaps are always helpful, especially for the long term. So that's great that it has the roadmap and it's showing its development throughout the year. So that's something to look into, but we got to look at the market as a whole. And when things start moving up, this is a great entry price. When things start moving up, uh, we will see the whole category as a whole go up, and in particular, these specific RWA coins have great utility or unique utility, right? So, or first pass effect, first time that problem is being solved by a coin. We'll see some high gains in there. So these are some things to consider. Definitely, we need to consider the RWA category when it comes to getting those 100x altcoin gems. So that's for everybody. Consider the RWA category for sure.
Exactly. I was actually going to post one of our main RWA plays, and finally talk about it in public. But now I've changed my mind. If if we get about another extra 100 members, if into our Patreon, I'd happily talk about that one as well, because I think that's a real gem, and I think that's the next Ondo. So, the choice is yours. Initially I was going to be nice enough to talk about it publicly, but you know what? Nah, man. I think we should still leave that for the Patreon. But that does not mean there's not more alpha, man. I got something very, very interesting. Another project that I came across, which hasn't launched yet, by the way. So usually we reserve this sort of thing, our findings for our patrons. But I think it's fair to talk about this one. This one isn't out yet, so it's something to keep an eye on, and maybe check out their socials and stuff. As always, we're going to leave links to all these projects, in our description, so you guys can go check it out as well. It's going to be at the bottom, so go through our description, and you'll find it. But here, this is the one that I want to talk about, man. And then let me share the screen with you as well. Let's share it with everybody, right? This is called Initia. Okay. So what caught my attention with this is Initia is a network for interwoven rollups. So binding a highly interwoven system of modular networks through architecture ownership of the layer 1 orchestration and layer 2 network and the communication protocol. So eliminate fragmentation in modular world and provide a unified one-chain experience through Initia's chain architecture and product stack. Customize every parameter of your application chain with Initia's rollup framework while staying connected with the greater Initia ecosystem. Initia's interwoven layer 2, right? And full featured product ready application blockchains powered by the OPINIT stack, right? And build with your preferred smart contracting environment through Initia supported virtual machines, Move, Solidity, or Wasm, right? You can like literally use various programs that are working on for different blockchains within this ecosystem, which I think is really impressive. And they have vertical integration. Design your Minutia's chain stack and enhance the power of your application through Cosmos SDK modules. Then complete ownership, maintain core level control over ecosystem borders and transaction parameters, including gas fees, ordering, and more on your Minutia. Interoperable. Tap into IBC for native cross-chain messaging, ecosystem-wide token, and NFT fungibility and instant bridging. So secure and scale thousands of Minutias through Omnitia, shared security, a system for fraud-proof verification and rollbacks utilizing Initia's layer 1 validators. I think this is the future, man. This is where it's kind of like combining, two different blockchains into one, and creating an entire ecosystem within that, and then plus having a virtual machine that can literally operate with various developer languages. So I think what they're solving is a real world thing. I know it doesn't sound that fun or interesting, like it doesn't sound that fun, but when it comes to use case, I think Initia has a lot of potential, man, a lot of potential, because what they're doing is unique, something very, very unique, and something that is totally, that hasn't been done yet, in the right manner. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, I think that's interesting. It's a very unique project. So it's interesting, fine, fascinating, and definitely something to look into.
Yeah, exactly, man. And coming to one of my last mentions is this one is the funniest one. I think you're gonna have a laugh with this, but it's called Mega ETH. I swear, check it out, man. Mega.
I thought it said Megadeth. I thought it said Megadeth.
Yeah, man. Honestly, the team wears a cap of Mega ETH, and it looks like Megadeth almost. Even the.
I think the Megadeth fan. That's
maybe. They should definitely ask Dave Mustaine to make a song for them or something. That'll be awesome. But
yeah,
the first real-time blockchain. So this was what caught my attention. 100,000 plus transactions per second, 10 plus G gas per second, sub 10 millisecond block time settled on Ethereum. So this is a layer for Ethereum, traditional blockchains, showing you the results here, right? And then it's showing Mega ETH. Look at that. Crazy, man. Crazy. Transaction fees are so low as well. And basically these guys have been, developing and designing a lot of things, see, look at their caps, man.
Yeah. They are sort of topic Megadeth. Yeah. I think they're Megadeth or something. That's right.
Yeah. But I think this layer 1, this layer, this project could be a disruptor, man. It could be, sitting right where Solana was, at one point. Where Solana is sitting at the moment. I think this one is definitely something that is going to be good for Ethereum as well, because what they've done is right. They have built a lot of they have a great You can see they have a great social media presence. They have merch. They have a really well built website. Right. They have a good thing going. Their tech is really really impressive. And what I really found also interesting is that they have these NFTs called the mega the fluffle NFTs. And so they're saying that they're nothing without their builders, applications, and most importantly, their users. They're building the most performant execution environment possible, and they want you to join us. They're like, we're releasing 10,000 soundbound NFTs through 2 drops to active whitelisted crypto users. Their NFTs will be deeply customizable, with users unlocking wearables, which will allow them to personalize their bunnies. Each NFT will have multiple stages allowing for evolutions corresponding to the activity. The greater the stage, the greater the reward. So this is like a creative way for them to get people on board, interact with their NFTs, maybe mint their NFTs, right? And these NFTs represent a minimum 5% of the Mega E token supply. The allocation is dynamic and one portion of our larger distribution initiative. So there's an initiative here to own these NFTs, right? And then they're also becoming part of this really cool fictional story. Each NFT will belong to one of the following cabals: the outlaw, the executor, the sage, the soldier, the playboy, the witch, the femme fatale, the musician, the scientist, the big boss, the innocent, the samurai, the muscular, the mad, the yob, the pilot. I think they have done a brilliant job with the marketing, man. The way they're planning to do this. Day one, a small set of wallets will be able to mint their guaranteed allocation. Obviously, people have to go through a certain amount of tasks, right, to get on the whitelist. They have to, in order to get the whitelist for these. And then day two, it will consist of the larger whitelist participants who will enjoying a FC first come first serve model. It's important to note that the whitelist is oversubscribed relative to the amount of NFTs, so speed remains a meaningful factor, right? I think they're really really onto something, man. And I think marketing is everything in crypto, and I think these guys are gonna they might create the next 100xer, man. When their token comes out. Uh, they have been building and building. So the Mega Mafia is a collective of early stage founders building net new apps that showcase the power of crypto without constraints. The group co-lives and co-builds alongside Mega Eat's core team and advisors all over the world, ranging from isolated offsites to industry-wide gatherings, right? And then they've got, these are everything. This is everything that these people have built. GTE. This is like an exchange, by the way. I'm just showing an example. Trade fast, win faster. It's built with the Mega Eat tech, right? Then they've got Cap. This is another website, the Yield Renaissance stablecoin engine for unreachable yield. This is they already have a built-in ecosystem, man. Then they've got Tico, right? Tico is let's see what this is. I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm just giving an example, right? Tico is an optimized lending platform, so they have they're literally building a lot of stuff. Lemonade, Showdown, Pump Party. People. I'm going to leave a link to this so people can check out what what is built. So they already have builders. They have a great marketing team, man. They have a working product. They have impressive speeds. So I think this one can do when their token actually does come out. Once the airdrops are done, once all of that is done, I think it might be an interesting one to buy. So just something to keep an eye on. This is like giving early alpha, way early than necessary. But I think it was important to talk about it because this shows that the innovation is still ongoing in crypto, right? There are people that are developing. And look at how cool their entire design is, man. That's an impressive site. So from a marketing perspective, they get a 10 out of 10 from me. And marketing is everything in crypto. What do you think about this one, man?
Yeah, I think it's great, especially this point about the transaction uh, speed and also cost. That's a huge game changer, and that will solve a lot of problems, you know? So I think so this is there's a big thing because when those Ethereum gas fees get up high, it's going to create a big problem, especially when the altcoin bull run takes full effect, you know? So this will definitely, if this is played as a solution to that problem there and then, it can definitely gain a lot of traction. It can be something big.
Yeah, I also think that that it's really cool that they call themselves Mega ETH. It's like they're not saying that we're Ethereum killers. They're like, we just want to support Ethereum. We want to, we want to build something that is, that is relatable to Ethereum, that can be supported on Ethereum as well, that can help Ethereum as well, rather than, just trying to be another Ethereum killer, because we've already got a lot of that narrative already. And I think it's a narrative that is getting tiring, right? Because Ethereum is not going anywhere. But you know what? Maybe Mega ETH is not going anywhere either, man.
Exactly. The thing is that we hear the narrative of the Ethereum killer that came out, even the last bull run and this bull run, roughly even in the accumulation bear time, right? But the thing is that this is the opposite. This is the Ethereum saver, right? So it's not gonna kill Ethereum, but it's gonna save Ethereum. It's gonna enhance Ethereum. So if this is adopted, it could be huge. It could be humongous.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And in my opinion, I think one of the things that we learned from our episode this time around is that one thing is that you should not be scared of the markets. You should relax. You should do your research. There's still innovation happening in this field. Altcoins are not going anywhere, right? As you can see, these are all the projects that I listed. They're doing something very interesting and unique, right? So the altcoins aren't dead. Okay, it's just going to take some time. Be patient. The results are going to be there. I think people are going to be very happy eventually. Eventually, we're going to have a lot of winners if people play this right, and that is by remaining patient. Um, I Give us your closing thoughts, man, because I think we covered a lot of ground here. What do you think, man? Like, give us your.
Yeah, I think there's Yeah, I think first of all, I think that they're really good finds, really good jam coins that you just mentioned, really good fundamental analysis.
Thank you.
And so I think that's excellent. People should take advantage of it and they should consider joining the Patreon. And on the macro level, we are right now just going a little bit sideways in the market. The market will take off again further, and we will see these altcoins rise. In fact, I would say that this is a good thing because this puts these altcoins at an even better entry price so that people can get in with the right altcoins and this will can rise and we can have huge gains. So people shouldn't get disheartened and they should get out of the meme coin mentality and look into the proper solid altcoin utility gems and where things are going to go in the future because the meme coin ecosystem a lot of it may even die out, the way things are going, especially with regulations, if regulations coming. So that is definitely something to consider. And so people should not worry. Instead, they should become a crypto Ronin, join us, and let the gains begin. Ronins rise and reign.
You heard it, guys. You heard it, guys. Ronins are going to rise and reign eventually as well. We want as many Ronins in our Patreon. Join us. We always give the best alpha. We always go through thousands of projects. We always do our research. And we always talk about things that we believe in. Okay. We're also human. We can make errors, but we don't. One thing that me and the Dow realists are really proud about is that we never talk about things by being paid by any project. We just talk about things that we find interesting. We go just, we're enthusiasts of this field. We enjoy looking for projects that are innovating, that are interesting, that could make us a lot of money as well. So we want you to be on this journey with us. We're not getting paid by any other project. We've not been sponsored ever by any company or anything. And we're very proud to say that. I'm very proud to say that, honestly speaking. And I've never done those paid shills in my life, and I never plan to, and I never will. So I think so that's the same case with the Dow Realist. So guys, just join our Patreon. There's a lot of information there, things that we don't talk about here. And I think you're really gonna like it. People have made a lot of money with us, those who have stuck around for some time, those who are still there, and those who have even left, they have made money with us as well. So it's been a pleasure, my brother. This is me, the DeFi enthusiast, and the Dow Realist signing out. Take care. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Take care, guys. Join our Patreon and let's make those gains. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.